All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday. How are you doing? I hope everybody's doing great. The weather is beautiful. There's a song in my heart. Let's get going with the reading today. Pathfinders, Wednesday, we're going to talk about synchronicities. So, any and all questions you have about synchronicities, bring it. I'm going to really drill down on what to do with synchronicities once you get them, how to work with them. And on Thursday, my twin flame astrology group, we're going to talk about Venus and Mars and how that works in a synastry chart between you and your twin. All right, so let's see where we're going today for the reading. Those links are in the description box below. Hardly ever happens with this deck. Desert Passage in the reverse. Coming out of the desert. All right, coming out of some kind of cluelessness about knowing there's a divine plan. Like, it can be about synchronicities that you're like, okay, now I see the plan. I just did the twin flame reading, and that was part of the very end of the reading was, hey, there's going to be clarity around the path forward very soon. Breaking trail. Look at this. Breaking trail. A breakthrough is at hand. Answering the call. The time is now. Wow. And the wandering path, enjoy the journey. Some of the lessons, or some of you guys, or some of us on this spiritual path are really starting to understand what it means to enjoy the journey, or to recognize that the journey is the destination. And I just get the feeling that there might have been some frustration around that caused some blocking of information coming through. That's like, why isn't it going like this? Why isn't this the next step? Why? And then the synchronicities stop. And then there's this sense of, oh, I don't know what to do. And I will say to you that what I have learned on my own spiritual path is that instead of getting these gigantic downloads, which I used to in the very beginning of my spiritual journey, it's much more subtle now. The guidance is much more subtle. And if you're having that experience, I can validate that for you that, well, you're on your spiritual path and you're doing okay. So, like, we don't need to clobber you. Here's Archangel Gabriel right now, bringing through a 2 of Cups, a Page of Wands, a 10 of Pentacles. And it's like, no, it's got to be more complicated than that. No, it can't be that easy. It can't be that simple. So there is a little bit of resistance here, or there has been resistance here. And it's sort of like, that boring, the feeling, well, you might not know this, but like, I remember having this set of friends, this couple, and I don't know, their love life or whatever was boring from the outside. And it was just like, everything seemed easy for them, and everything seemed, and I'm sure inside it was a different story, that they were working and that they were in alignment. They were doing what they needed to do, but they made it look easy. And I was like, God, you guys are so boring. There's no drama. And that now later on in my life, I'm like, oh, that's great. Right? Like, wow, what an accomplishment. You don't have to have a lot of drama to know things are moving forward. There doesn't have to be that anymore. The Strength card, the Page of Pentacles, and the 10 of Cups. Very easy. There's something here about flipping your consciousness in terms of it's easy, making it look easy, or it is easy. 8 of Cups, the Emperor, and the Moon. The Knight of Pentacles, the 9 of Pentacles, and the Star. Very healed energy here. And I just get this feeling that by the time we get to the full moon in Capricorn on the 21st of July, there is going to be a shift where things look easy, or they're coming easier than you think. You may not trust it, because it's like, really? After all this time of it being blocked and difficult and everything like that, a breakthrough is at hand. Breaking trail. Kind of like that. A breakthrough is at hand. So what are you learning here? This Page of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, Six of Cups. Wow. And the Six of Wands. There's something about just letting go and not look, as my mother used to say, don't borrow trouble. Okay. Don't go looking to make things harder. The Page of Wands and the Page of Pentacles here, the very beginning stages of something that is going to last, go the distance. Some of you are really aligning with your mission and purpose, and that does feel easy. Why is this showing up right now? Why is this showing up right now? The Star card. Okay, this was jumping out. The Hermit. It's like you stopped resisting. You stopped resisting. Two of Wands, Five of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands. This is what the experience had been like. Five of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, feeling left out in the cold, feeling that there's always more to do. I'm not getting it. I don't know what the path is. Making it too hard. Okay, so let's take a deeper look at this, because what's coming through to me is that some of you have really put in a lot of time and effort into learning something new, and now you can start using it in terms of your relationships. Many of you have had trials and trials and trials, do-overs, resisting learning, and then have just kind of opened up to it. And a lot of times this happens to us when we just get sick and tired of the spiritual path being, long and arduous and all of this kind of stuff. And it's like, you know what? I just want easy. I just want this to be easy. And the universe is like, oh, well, why didn't you just say so? Why don't you just tell me what movie you want to see? That never gets old. I love that quote. So at the end of the day here, what I'm seeing here is quite a bit of our getting back to the roots of who we are. And that's Aries energy, root chakra energy. You do know how to walk this path. This is not about an ego thing. And there might have been many, many trials and tribulations that have, sort of forced you to look at where your mind or ego is keeping you from the spiritual path. No, it's got to look a certain way, or the control game, or whatever it is. And I kind of love that this is just about being in the moment. This is not about like worrying or holding on to things from the past. There's just a sense of like a rush of freedom that's coming in here. Now, the full moon, we have Capricorn energy, which is about, it's got to be by the book. It's got to work a certain way. And since we're at 29 degrees of that, it's like, why does it have to work a certain way? Why can't this just be a more natural kind of experience where I am taking one step at a time? I'm very much in the present moment. I'm not really thinking too much out there about this is the goal and this is what it's got to look like. In complete contrast to that, what's being asked of you is to be much more grounded in the present moment. That is going to bring not only satisfaction and happiness, it's going to keep you from like getting up in your head all the time. It's just like guidance comes along much more freely and easily when you're just allowing, just allow. And the Emperor is saying, this Aries energy, it's like a lot of times our identities are the things that keep us from the things we want most. Mostly because we have this idea of what that identity is. So let me give you an example. If we have an identity of being very self-sufficient, then anybody giving us help flies in the face of that and activates our ego. So we're like, no, we're not taking any help. I don't need any help. I'm going to do the hard work myself. That's my identity. But when we kind of relinquish this identity, I think we are being asked to just let go of it. Okay? Let go of let go of everything we've worked so hard to build, because what's wanting to come in is so much more expansive, more happiness, more joy. Like we're keeping ourselves too small by thinking that we're holding on to something that needs to stay. The full moon in Capricorn coming up. Devil energy, there's Capricorn, the Ten of Swords, Ace of Swords, authenticity, Page of Swords. Wow. Now, this could be different for each one of you. Something you're holding on to because you think that's who you are, or you think that's what's the right thing, or something like that. There's just this feeling of shedding, okay? Shedding and letting go. It's like there couldn't be anything more simple than that. Why are you holding on so hard to something that's hard? That's difficult. Let go of that. And I feel like that's part of what we have learned on the spiritual path, is that that things are always hard, things are always challenging, things are always difficult. But I gotta say, like, this feels very easy to me when we take the guidance, when we come at it from like a beginner's mind, when we come at it from a newbie, right? I'm a newbie at this, and it's okay not to know. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay. After you get to a certain height or level in your life, sometimes that feels very scary. And so some of you could have undergone a major transformation in the last 8 months. I'm definitely getting 8 months here. And there is one thing. There's one thing in your life that is kind of an immovable object. Emperor. Some of you have let that go already. Some of you have let go of a person who is kind of a tyrant, or a relationship pattern that keeps you stuck or keeps you unhappy. A way of looking at the world. This is a belief system shift. So stepping into a path of ease. Knight of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. You have done the work. This isn't about giving up. Okay? You have done the work. And now it's just like you're so free. There's nothing to remember. There's nothing to carry with you. That's what this Eight of Cups is. It's walking away from something you've created that, you know what? It's just kind of time for me to go. It's time to move on to the next path. Knight of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, and the Magician. Yeah, you don't know how it's going to work out, but it's okay. You don't know how it's going to work out. That's not really, it's kind of like above your pay grade. It's not that you're not saying, oh, well, wait, that's screwing up the whole thing of manifesting for me. I really thought that I was supposed to hold the end result in my hand and just go toward that. And I feel like this is the result of saying, okay, yes, this is the result I want. This or something better. This or something better frees you for something better. And I feel like when you look back, you're going to see that that little shift, there's a tiny shift being made here that is going to shift you off. You're just off the path. So how I know when that happens to me, and I have been seeing this lately, so I'm aligned with this message, delivering this to you because it feels very personal as well. A lot of you have talked about seeing numbers, repeating numbers. And I see them all the time. And it's like, hi, I see it. When I'm just like a click or two off of my spiritual path for whatever reason, maybe I'm making things too difficult, which this feels like, what I am seeing is 112 instead of 111. I'm not seeing 444. I'm seeing 443 or 445. Like I'm just 1 minute off. And when you're seeing that, or when you're seeing a license plate, it's like 776 or 887 or something like that. It's just one click off. And that one click is the message that is trying to come through. So the advice here, the guidance here is to shift out of making this so hard for yourself. Shift out of the idea that I don't get guidance. I'm not really receiving anything. I'm just kind of on my own. I feel kind of lost. I feel kind of, well, yeah, things, okay, I see what I want, but I'm not getting any tangible results of it. It's kind of like, let it go. That's what this is saying to me, is it's time to stop holding on to something, a relationship, a business, a dream, a goal, or something like that. Just let it go into the universe. It's like you're crushing it in your hand. No, I don't see the direction, but I know I'm on my path, and that is good enough. That is good enough. What other messages want to come through for you right now? King of Cups, High Priestess, Eight of Swords, and the Nine of Swords. So some of you have been seeing guidance of a person coming toward you, and you may now be recognizing that this is the person you have to let go of, that they are not capable right now. They're not doing it. They're not, either this is you or this is them. They're really up in their head. They really can't get out of their head. So what's happening is they're not really getting guidance on next steps. Sometimes we get guidance on next steps and we're like, nope, not doing that. You could be having that kind of experience here. I feel like this person that has been on your path is so stuck that it's making you feel stuck. Okay. One more thing. Three of Swords, World, King of Swords, Knight of Swords. So it's not like you're doing this in order for this person to come to you, but it is going to bring you clarity. And that's what is needed right now. It is going to bring you some kind of clarity. And it's almost like if this person is being controlling about their path, you're feeling a controlling energy or a stuck energy because that person is stuck. So your job is to just let go. I keep saying this, but your job is to just let go. What else is wanting to come through right now? Practice self-love. Nurture your inner child. Masculine twin. Releasing lower self. Divine creativity, receiving cosmic intelligence. That came through the twin flame reading. And the chosen one, fast track to ascension. So let's dive into that in the extended fast track to the ascension, because this feels like you're putting down a heavy burden that has kept you from really getting to this breakthrough. All right, we're going to dive deeper into this. Link is below if you want to continue on with us, Pathfinders. Let's just keep going. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.